All right, lovely ones, thank you for being here. We are hopping on once again and we are connecting with the healing codes, and we're slowly, bit by bit, letting go of all these accumulations of pain and debris, hardship and suffering that have been so much part of our own journey, but very, very much more part of our ancestral journey. So as we are undoing these bit by bit, week by week, it is just the most wonderful gift that we can give ourselves and give to all those with whom we connect, and healing in the ancestral line that is so quantum that we can barely fathom it, but truly that is what is happening as well. There is an unraveling of all these stories. And you can imagine if you get a ball of string and it's all knotted up, a ball of wool, and when you want to start unraveling, you can't just unravel here. When you unravel here, it lets go of what else is just below it. And then you unravel that, and then you unravel the next. It's like we move down towards where the great big knot comes in, and then we smooth out that line. And that's really what we're doing. We're just going back and we're clearing, we're opening, and we're bringing profound healing to those places that we know so well. And how do we know them? It's because they touch us. And when they touch our own lives and we are aware of them, the first thing we want to do is not own them, not attach, not identify, not claim them as part of our story and make them part of the history that is part of the line, the baggage of accumulation and pain in the line. Not claim it, not attach to it. Just go, okay, so there you are. So there is this thing. More and more, as we become more clear about how we are managing our energy field, stepping into that place of being the witness, paying attention to what is going on, observing it from 1 or 2 steps out of the clutter. And then we can get a whole new perspective. And we want to do that now as much as we possibly can. There is so much going on in the energy field. The other gift that we give to ourselves as we're doing that, we start to tune in to what it is that is striking in our energy being as a discordant energy. And when we feel that in our own energy and we acknowledge it, recognize it, value it for the information that it has, then we can truly help our own being in a most exceptional way. We start to tune our awareness into the subtle awareness. So not just needing the whole body to take a massive impact, a fall or a hurt or a brokenness, which many of us have been feeling, especially on the right-hand side, for the last few years. And now we want to not bring body impact into our system to learn. And that's a whole different agreement that we start to come into. That this mind, this body, and this beautiful being can learn in a different way. That we can start to receive information by being aware, by noticing, and picking it up in the subtle realm before it has to come a little closer and a little closer and then smash hammer upon our consciousness and the door of our awareness. So just think about that as you move along through all of these, all the clearing codes. It's just too wonderful. I thank you so much for being part of this work. I know that it is making a massive difference in your life and in the lives of those with whom you connect. And that starts that beautiful ripple and begins to open it up and brings more ease into the space. So this is a journey that we are taking. And some of us have been here for now, this is going on the 12th month of doing this journey. I so applaud you for being part of it and coming in week after week and holding the space as we hold a container to place our beautiful energy into. For those who wish to connect again after this, that all of these are there as online self-studies, and you can choose the cluster you want to connect into, and then once a week just take one of the little sessions, sit down, connect into it just like we're doing here, and feel the gift of the awareness and the awakening, the agreement coming into your mind, body, being, and allow this to gently ease away all this debris and all this painful clutter. What a gift we give ourselves for that. So I would urge you to go back and do and do and do. Keep going back. We are clearing through a layer upon a layer upon a layer. And we will say, oh, well, I've done that one already, but yet something else awakens in it. That just means you're going to go a little deeper this time. You're going to clear a little bit deeper, not for you particularly, but for those who are around you or into the collective field. That's when we become what is my word that I want to say? A quantum healer. When you're healing way beyond your own time, space, dimension. Isn't that delicious to be that? Then I think we'll all get badges and have little badges. That's what we're doing. Because that is what we're doing. Ah, lovely one. So let's come into the space. Let's celebrate being here, being willing, being open to bring healing to the mind, body, being, and the desire to bring more ease and flow into our lives and to those around us. With deep honoring and deep respect, we come into the space together. Let's hold the container. For those coming in later, they will feel this energy. All right, sweet people. So when I connect the bell, if you can, close your eyes, just come in, drop, ground, and connect. Take a deep breath in. Beautiful here. And then as you breathe out, feel as if you're bringing yourself into a sacred space now. Drop your energy, drop your space, your weight, your burdens, everything that you're carrying, and just drop, drop, drop into this moment. And as you breathe in, feel as if you're drawing into you the breath of life. And then as you breathe out each time, create an agreement with this mind, body, being that I am releasing, letting go, and eliminating all that which no longer serves me. And then remember the 3 sacred agreements. And every time we breathe in is the first part of the sacred agreement. When I breathe in, I'm opening up my awareness to welcome towards my being all that and only that which is for my most divine and most sacred life journey. And imagine that is your first agreement, and we connect it to the in-breath. And every time you breathe in from this moment forward, be assured that you are in that agreement, in that contract, that everything that is coming to you is for you. And if it's for you, then it's for you to pay attention to, not to disregard it or push it away or distract, deny, detach, destroy. We don't want to be doing that. It's wasteful of our energy. Just pay attention. If it's coming to me, okay, then it's here. Then this is coming to me. And then know at the exact same moment that this comes towards you, that this is for you. And if it's coming towards you and it's for you, know that you have been encoded to be in that space with this that is coming towards you. This is not a mistake, a big coincidence. This is a divine design, delightfully orchestrated. And from our perception, we can barely understand it. But when we step back from the great muddle that we seem to think it is, we can see all the lines that are coming in as clear, as beautiful, and all creating this beautiful structure. Nothing is in vain, absolutely nothing. So we take that with the first in-breath, the first sacred agreement, and the second sacred agreement is as we breathe out, take that long, slow out breath to calm your being down, settle yourself in. I release, let go, and eliminate all that which no longer serves me. We create that agreement so this being knows that there's nothing it needs to hold on to. This beautiful being, the mind-body being, starts to realize that we are just receiving, assimilating, and releasing. Receiving, assimilating, and releasing. And that is the process of the breath, and that is the process of being here. So become mindful of that too now. The way that we can assimilate energy and the way we can connect in to our field. The third sacred agreement is that at all times we want to be aligned with our higher self and this beautiful human self. And to be in that space, just stop where you are. Hold your awareness of where you are. Take the deep breath in. As you breathe in, see that you are in this beautiful column of flowing light, like a shower of light, and it's pouring upon you. Do that now. See it, feel it, imagine it, washing down right through you, right down to the soles of your feet, and then feel the earth holding you and supporting you, anchoring you, connecting your mind, body, being, and your life to being here. So here we are. Ground, connect, anchor, align, and breathe. And everything else will unfold, and we will be mindful of it in a different way because we are holding ourselves in the center of this beautiful being. So here you are in the very center now. Wonderful you. So as you hold that space, let's draw the energy into this collective. I'll bring in our beautiful tone therapy bells. Those beautiful bells. And as you feel this energy coming into you, begin to open up every cell in your body, as if these are drops coming into a body of water, and that is you. And every drop that is coming in is holding you graciously, nourishing you, and giving a gift of life to you. And when a drop drops into a still body of water, the ripples begin to open up, and see that happening now. And as you create this beautiful idea of a circle of life around you, imagine that you are creating this with you in the center, and that you can see in all the directions this opening of all that is. And hold yourself here consciously, clearly, lovingly, and graciously. You are here at a pivotal time in this human experience. Honor you for being here. We know how challenging this life has been for us and those who have gone before. But we are all still here, still breathing, still moving, still connecting and colliding. And for some reason, being here is the most important thing we can do right now. Holding ourselves mindfully, consciously in this beautiful body, this form. And then think about the form that you hold. And see if you can be right within the center of the awareness of you and how you look, how you hold yourself, how you speak and move. Become aware of your essence, your personality. There is a part of you beyond all the performing, all the dressing up of the self, that is true essence. Come to know that. If we were to see each other as essence, if we could visit each other when we are finished being in a form, how would we know one another? Think about the vibration that you hold that is so unique to you that I would know in an instant this is you. Beyond your form, beyond your identity, your attachments, and your story. Connect to that, your essence, and hold yourself now in high regard, in deep love, honoring and respect. Beautiful you. And as we come into the space now, we ask that we can be guided and that light and love, healing and wellness will come towards us. We open up our heart and experience a lift within the heart as we bring towards our thoughts some idea when the heart was so lifted in the sense of gratitude, love, kindness, compassion, forgiveness. And the moment you feel that little lift in your heart, you know then you are starting to generate your energy. So do that now. Bring to mind as many moments as you can. A moment in nature, a moment with another. And let that image, that memory lift your heart, and when you feel the lift, open it up like those ripples opening around you. That creates an orb of light around you that is so attractive. Like a beautiful light, our guides, divine presence can find us here. So much easier to come closer to us now when there is less static in our field, when we are in honor of our own being. Then the honorable light beings can come a little closer. Think about the message that you are generating through your energy. What you are radiating out is what will come in. Lift your energy to as bright and as light as you can imagine it. And let that bright light, awakening, conscious, clear, loving, gracious energy connection come to you now. And welcome that into your heart and your soul. Know that you are being held, so loved and held right here now. And let's unwrap while we are in this space the little story about feeling like our effort has not been well received, or is not being seen or heard, valued or acknowledged. Think first about how it is that we show up in this world. We make an effort. We do something because we wish to participate in this world. Sometimes we are drawn towards some great kindness that we wish to give to another. And we apply a little effort and we bring it into creation. It happens because we apply ourselves and make an effort. And think about how wonderful that is, because here we have a mind and a body, a form, a being that can speak and touch and smell and taste and connect with others, create. How much could we create when we make a little effort? And every time we make these little efforts, we are generating that from our own being. Something motivated us. Something spurred us to create or give or to show up in that way. And it is from truth, when we apply ourselves in something from truth, that we find ourselves feeling very satisfied, acknowledged, because we acknowledge ourselves, nourished and nurtured, seen and valued, heard and understood. Because there is a part of our own being that says, can you do this? Can you show this? Can you show up in this way? Could you give like this now? And that part of us that's in agreement activates this human body, and we apply a little effort, and that thing comes to pass. We are incredible creators. We can make things happen. It's just too wonderful. So what goes wrong? What happens then when we feel a low vibration in that? When we feel a despondency, a sense of rejection, of not being seen or valued or heard or understood? What happens when we say, my effort has not been received, and that person hasn't seen me, and I feel so much like a doormat. I feel so disregarded, dismissed. What happens there? There is a little space between. You were giving, you were capable, you were excited perhaps about doing it, you were motivated, and you did it. You actually did something, you made an effort. And then suddenly you collapse that story of your giving to being dismissed, pushed aside, not seen, not valued. And the energy just plummets. Down it goes. What happened there? And if you just stop and think about it, what was it that collapsed the energy? So let me help you with that. It's because we stepped out of our energy into what is around us, expecting that which is around us to validate who we are. We gave our power to that which is outside of us. The giving is no problem. The effort is no problem. We are completely capable of doing that. If we do it with a truthful and an honest heart, a loving heart, and we start it in the right place and we give, we make that effort, everything's perfect, everything's lovely. And have you noticed that when you give that way, it doesn't matter if somebody acknowledges it or not? But when we give in a way that we feel coerced, obliged, burdened to, responsible for, and we feel a weight in be having to, I must give, I must do this now, I must, should, have to. Watch that language. I need to. When we speak like that to our being, we have taken all our power away from ourselves. And we have said, I must do this. And immediately there is a burdensome energy in us. And that which we give or create, the effort that we apply comes from that place of a heaviness. And when we give something with heaviness, that thing is heavy. And not everyone wants to pick it up because it's not light and delightful. Think about you as the giver, as the one who is sending out and radiating and creating. Where are you in that contract? Where are you in that story? Always, always, always come back to you. When we feel dismissed, discouraged, and hurt, unseen, when we assume that that is what the other person is making us feel, we have stepped out of our energy field and we are not in our truth. We give unconditionally, and there is the magic word, unconditionally. We hold the space unconditionally. We connect to others with love and light unconditionally. And those of you who are parents, you will know that so well. You'll know what that feeling is, that you would do anything for your precious child. Absolutely anything. You wouldn't have to think, do they deserve that now? I wonder if I've given too much. I wonder if I should just pull back a little bit and be a little restrictive, or why should I just punish them a little bit now first so that they really, really appreciate this. We just don't think like that. As parents, you know what that's like to be so generous-hearted. So tap into wherever you know that feeling of unconditional love, unconditional regard, and that's you right there and in your truth. And when we are doing it from that inner core, and we are radiating out no matter what, whether it's seen or not, it doesn't matter. And we send this out into the world because we know that there is something that had to come through us, and we were asked, and we said we would, and we'd love to, and there is a deep desire in it. We're in truth. And then we do, and with the energy of that is so beautiful, it opens up all the way around us. And it keeps us inside of our energy orb, connected and delightful, filled with the divine light, delightful. And everything that receives it outside of that is outside of the space that you are holding. And everything that we give does not depend upon our happiness, our sense of acknowledgement, or being seen or heard. That we give it anyway, unconditional. More and more start looking at that word, unconditional. See if you can find it in almost everything you're doing, thinking, planning, agreeing to. Can it be unconditional? Can we recreate our associations and our connections with all life in a way that does not burden, hold, coerce any other? There is no need to attach no stories. It is given freely and with love. That is the energy that we are all seeking, freedom. Freedom to choose, freedom to give, freedom to receive, freedom. This sets us free. The other game does not. And we know the other game, as it sits within us, when it is an ancestral cord and we have felt a burden of pain and hardship and suffering in our soul, when we've done a kindness, and rationally we would say, but I would have done it anyway, but it would be nice to be acknowledged. It would have been nice if that person just said thank you. When we are too much entrenched or enmeshed in that little story of needing for validation or confirmation or gratitude or something, when we need something from another more than we would be able to cope with, when it makes us miserable, we know we've got an ancestral cord here where the ancient ones felt deep pain for what it is that they were giving, that it was not received. And that there was an immense amount of despair and hardship, and probably a lot of human torturous hardship within the mind and body because of it. If it is more in you, this story, if you feel it more than, you have got an ancestral cord, a code. Rationally, as this beautiful being here now, I know that you are open to give and to love and to hold unconditionally. And you know that about you. I know that about me. And yet, some little silly thing happens and we get hooked. The moment we get hooked, we know the hook is an ancestral cord. And if it's there, it's going to catch you. It's like that little Velcro button that's just going to catch on to everything. So let's do the work now of releasing it in the ancestral line and releasing it as a code and an imprint in our energy system, so that this rational, loving, giving being can truly be that now, without the undertone of these other energies, other feelings that bring us to a place of feeling depressed, lost, sad, alone, disregarded. Okay, lovelies, let's do that now. So as we do this, remember we've got an electromagnetic field. Electro is the mind and the thoughts, what we are creating, and the magnetic is your heart and your feelings, we connect the electromagnetic field to this beautiful energy of field around us. And because it's magnetic, we want to pull out the magnetic connection to this pain and this distortion. Remember this little story that when you have a credit card, that little strip that you've got underneath there that's got all your details, that's a little dark strip. If you took a magnet and rubbed that over, bypassed it a few times, it would wipe out the information that's imprinted in there. In the same way, we use our own magnetic field or a real magnet. You can use an actual magnet and do this now. And we pull it out of the field. So I have one of these little refrigerator magnets, and you could use one like that too. So either way, you can do this. I take it from the throat, over the top of the face, over the back of the head, past the neck, and then pull it off. And you would do that at least 9 times as you sweep this energy out. But before we do that, let's just go into magnetizing our own energy field. You've always got your hands with you. Let's activate the energy in our hands. Let's magnetize and activate that energy. And let's do that now. All right, lovely. Settle in, get comfortable. Take a deep breath in. Hold yourself in a really sweet posture. And then let's bring our hands together at the heart. Feel the masculine and the feminine energy. Feel the connection here at the center of your being. And what you're doing is you're creating a circuit. So as your arms are, imagine that these are the left and the right, these wires that are coming in, and we're holding the connection right here in the palms of our hands, and we're connecting it to our heart. With all our love, with all our heart, we wish to bring in beautiful, strong, magnetic energy of healing into our hands. And then claim this: I am a healer. Just say that. We've got no more time to prove it and do all those silly things that humans always want us to do, to validate and get silly certificates. Honestly, you're the healer of you, and you're the healer of your line. And that's why this stuff is coming up in your life and has been in your life. You're the healer. Hands closed, holding, connect the circuit. Now press your hands together. Just feel the pressure and the connection. Relax your body now. Relax your elbows. Soften the touch. And as you soften the touch now, feel how your palms feel at this point. And imagine that you have got an energy moving from left to right, right to left, back and forth. A little movement of energy in the palms of your hands. As you imagine it, start gently opening up as if you're going to hold a magnetic ball here in the palms of your hands. Slowly open up until you get to a ball size. And when you do, imagine this ball is there, so much love coming from your heart, from your third eye, and gently squeeze on the edge of this little ball. And some of you have been practicing this as we've been going along through all of the healing codes. You might start to feel a little resistance, like a little magnetic field, and you might start to feel that. And when you do, we gently bring this energy and we pour it off the fingertips towards the throat. Take a deep breath in and pull the energy up like you're pulling a hoodie off over the back of your head, down your neck. Breathe out and pull it off your arms. Flick your fingers at the end. Beautiful you. We're going to do at least 9 of these sweeps. Do them in your own time. And I will bring a message in for you to hear and connect to. As you breathe in, pull it up over the top of your head. And as you breathe out, over the back of the head, the nape of the neck, and down through the arms, and flick it off. Through all times, through all fields, and through all dimensions. I ask that I can now be in the space to release, let go, and eliminate this energy code, this cord of pain and hardship and despair that is connected into the sense of sadness, heaviness, burden, regret, whatever it might be, that's connected to the energy of effort not being received, not being acknowledged, not being heard, not being valued. I release and let this go for all those who went before and understand that when they felt that what they were doing was of great importance, that it could save other people's lives perhaps, that if it was not heard, what they were saying, what they were doing and asking was not heard, not received, that it might have caused a great despair, calamity in that family. We can imagine that as a despair that gets embedded in a line. So not only is it just no one hears me, but it is also life-threatening, and for that reason it gets encoded in the survival struggle as a cord, a deep cord of pain. I ask now that I can release this for our ancestors and those who went before. And I ask also that I can release all burdens of shame and blame and guilt that they felt for their message not being received, for their efforts not being valued and heard, for all the massive guilt that must have been felt and experienced when danger or awful results came about as a result of people not hearing them, not seeing them, not knowing what they were saying. I release and let it go. When you've done at least 9 of these sweeps, bring your hands back to your heart. Now sit here and be very, very still. Beautiful you. Send a message to every cell, bone, nerve, tissue, every fiber of your being, every mitochondria and telomere, to every atom of your being, to recreate in a whole and a new way. Feel as if you are sending a message through your body, through time, for complete release of this painful connection, and to all the historical connections that are part of the story, part of the pain. We ask that we can be released from being the one that keeps pulling that pain along. And we thank this being for being able to be here in this time and this space, for being able to feel what we have been feeling so that we could heal it. And acknowledge you as a healer, absolutely acknowledge that now that I am the healer of this cord of pain for myself and for my line, backwards and forwards in the quantum field of no time. Beautiful you. And as you relax into that, we're now going to bring in the beautiful healing codes with Dr. Alexandra Lloyd with a prayer. And when we do this, we're going to stay with this directing of energy through the tips of the fingers, and we're going to bring our fingers together, making like a little pinch at the end, and laser pushing this long energy from each of the fingertips, first to the third eye, to the brow, then we're going to bring it to the throat, and then we're going to bring it to the jaw, and then to the temples, slightly above the ears. And while we do this, we're going to say a little prayer of healing from Dr. Alexandra Lloyd. Lovely you. So now rub your hands together, bring your fingers together, let them come to a little point, and we're going to direct this energy here to the third eye. I pray that all known and unknown negative images, unhealthy beliefs, destructive cellular memories, and all physical issues related to the energy cord of effort not being received would be found, opened, and healed by filling me with the light, life, and love of God. I also pray that the effectiveness of this healing be increased by 100 times or more. Take a deep breath in and direct now to your throat. I pray that all known and unknown negative images, unhealthy beliefs, destructive cellular memories, and all physical issues related to the feeling of effort not being received would be found, opened, and healed by filling me with the light, life, and love of God. I also pray that the effectiveness of this healing be increased by 100 times or more. Take a deep breath in. Now direct to the jaw, upwards towards the pineal chakra in the middle of the brain, going all the way through. I pray that all known and unknown negative images, unhealthy beliefs, destructive cellular memories, and all physical issues related to effort unreceived would be found, opened, and healed by filling me with the light, life, and love of God. I also pray that the effectiveness of this healing be increased by 100 times or more. And take a deep breath in now and come to your temples. Relax into here. I pray that all known and unknown negative images, unhealthy beliefs, destructive cellular memories, and all physical issues related to effort unreceived would be found, opened, and healed by filling me with the light, life, and love of God. I also pray that the effectiveness of this healing be increased by 100 times or more. Take a deep breath in now and bring your hands together. Hold your energy here. Be very, very still now. And let this energy come into your being. In the stillness, ask your being to recalibrate and reconnect. Beautiful you. We are so very grateful that we can show up and do the work and let the effort that we bring in now, let it be given as a gift for those who would receive it. And those who aren't ready are just not ready. It's perfectly okay. Continue to shine and be your own delightful light being, no matter what. No need for any validation certificates. No story. No story. We want to stop creating the drama karma and building upon this great trail of misery, history. We want to start again, and the only way to do that is to come into a deeper space within us that is already there. It is our anchor and our inner compass of absolute truth. When you hold the space here now, may this hold you and bless you and heal you. May it connect to all the places within your mind, body, being. May it be a deep healing within your life, your family, and all those with whom you connect. Thank you for you, my treasures. Sending you so, so much love, and we'll connect again as we continue unwrapping all these beautiful healing codes. Love you, darlings. Thank you for you. Namaste. Thank you, treasures.